I was a little kid here in Orange, in 2nd and 3rd grade at St. Mary's, I was an altar server. And if you were considered a good altar server, one of the things that you got to do is you got to serve for funerals. And that might not sound big for you, or a joyful experience for you, but it was for us. Because not only did we get out of school, we got to go and toll the bell in the back, you know, flip the switch that no one else knew where this bell was coming from. But I got to know these two men, and that was the Claybar brothers. And that was Mr. Brown Claybar and Mr. David Claybar. And after every funeral, they would provide me a gift. It wasn't cash. For me, it was something really, I mean, for a 2nd and 3rd grade, I'm serious, it was something that I expected every funeral. In fact, I would be looking at them during the funeral. And it always was a Claybar pen. It is, you know, I don't know where these pens came from, how much they were, but let me tell you what. This pen that said Claybar Funeral Home, I mean, it was gold. You know? And it was gold to me as I wrote this book. Because many people have asked, well, how did you write the book? And I have to be very honest here. I'm very out of place here. I shared at my first book signing and release in Lexington. There are people that die to have their books picked up by a major publisher and to be published all throughout the world. This happened within 4 months. I happened to be preaching at Mass, and there was a man that stayed after, and I know there are several priests here. Father Dalio, Father Pellerin is here, Father David is here. I know there are some other priests here, but what was very interesting, anytime someone stays after Mass, off to the side, you're like, we're in trouble. And this man came up and he had couplings on, and I said, this man is not from my community. And he came up and he said, excuse me, he said, that was a really neat story you shared in your homily. Now, do you have your stories written down? And I said, well, yes, some of them I do, and some of them I don't. And he said to me, he said, I'd like you to send me that homily that you wrote. And I was like, that could be arranged. That's a possibility, you know. And he said, I'm just passing through on my way to Knoxville. I am vice president of Ingram Distribution and Publishing, which is the largest publishing house in the world of books. And he said, I think you have a book. And I said, all right. And he flew an editor to my house, and they lived with me for 4 days. I was told to cancel everything on my schedule, and that's what they did. They came and they edited this book. And anyone who knows anything about this is once you sign on the dotted line, you give up all control of your book and writing. And that just killed me. They would give me a manuscript and I'd look over it and I would think I was my English teacher. Miss Cat, I'd be correcting. No, we're going to put this over here, we're going to do this. And they would come back and say, no, that's not what we're going to do, all right? You've written, we're doing everything else. And so the book so far is on pre-order. It will be, these are what we call soft releases. So they have me going throughout the United States and doing soft releases to share and to generate interest. But however, it is already number 19 out of 10 million books on Amazon for spiritual and motivational. They believe, and again, I don't know anything about it, but they believe that it will be on the New York bestsellers list by April.
Wow.
And all of that, again, is very humbling for me. I'm most grateful to the Claybar Funeral Home for their family. Any of us who have ever experienced a loss or any type of situation, the first person that I would always ever think of is Claybar Funeral Home. They assisted my family, especially my mother, in the great care that they gave to our family. And so anytime I have the opportunity, and so I'm very grateful to Mr. Claybar, to Warren, for their willingness to host this event. It's once again a great testimony of a family-owned business supporting other people that they consider family. And so in a special way, we need to express our thanks for the wonderful meal. Someone asked me, not here, but at the Mohawk happened to be at my first book reveal in Lexington. And it was great. They were passing through, so they got thrown into the mix of that. And someone said to me at the book signing, they were coming through and they said, "Father Jim," I said, "Yes." They said, "We're so excited to be here, but we've never been to a book signing, so can you tell me what goes on?" And I said, "I've never been to a book signing." And I said, "I don't know what goes on." So my publisher brought me aside and said, "This is what you do. First of all, you thank your publisher." So I'd like to thank Premier Publishing and